Hey friends, we are preserving the harvest today. So let me flip the camera around and show you what we're doing. Okay, so here is 6 plants worth of celery that I just picked. And here are the onions that I had picked yesterday. I am going to be chopping this all up. For the leaves, I'll be separating those from the stems and preserving them a different way, but I will be canning the celery, and I'll be canning these onions with some of the celery until I run out in 8-ounce jars. So we've got a couple of cases more of 8-ounce jars, so hopefully we won't run out and have to go to Dollar General. But that's what we're doing today, and I'm going to cut up all this celery and these onions, and I will come back and show you how much we got out of all of this. And in past years, I've gotten 12 plants of the celery, and it was just way too much. However, my celery is still on the ground. I just cut off these stalks, so it may grow some more stalks. However, if in the near future I see that I find another 6-pack of started plants out and about, I may grab them just to see if I can get another round before it's too hot. So that is the celery and the onions, and I'm gonna get busy chopping them up, and I will show you guys where we are here in a little bit. Okay, so this is what we end up with as far as the ribs of the celery. This is the bottom parts of the onions, and this is the top part of the onions. And I got me some clean jars and lids set out here. About 15 or 16 8-ounce, and then about 12 8-ounce and 3 12 ounces. So we'll see how far this gets us. I'll bring you back and show you once I get them all jarred up. I plan on doing half of the onions, a quarter of this, and then half of this until I run out. So we'll see how it shakes out. Okay, and through the power of YouTube, we were all done. We got 22 jars. All but 3 are 8-ounce jars, and then I have 3 that are 12-ounce jars that I'm reusing. And these 3 over here are onions. These 2 are just plain celery, and the rest of these, a lot of the celery, I just put some green onions in the bottom just to give it a little bit of flavor added to the celery. And then I have a few that are some of the white part of the onion and the green with the celery in these bigger jars. And then there's a few that have the white part and the celery. So that is what our 6 little plants gave us today. And this is very handy whenever you are making soups or casseroles in the winter time, just to be able to open this up. It keeps its texture. It kind of just softens it a little bit, like it would if you were to saute it or boil it in the soup some. But all the flavor stays in this jar, and you pour it into your recipe, your casserole, your soup, or whatever that you're putting it in, and it makes quick work of being able to throw together a very fast pantry meal. So I like to use these with pantry chicken noodle soup, pantry chicken and dumplings, pantry chicken and rice. And since I have a lot of canned chicken in my pantry, and canned carrots as well, and peas and things like that, I can put this together. I can put a meal like that together, just dump it all in a pot and be done with it in 10 minutes. So this is a very valuable thing that I have. I haven't canned any celery in a couple of years, and I'm all out of canned celery. I do still have the Mirepoix that I canned a few in 2021, which was the pint jars that I did with celery, carrots, and onions. but I don't have any that are mainly just celery. So I will be using up the mirepoix first, and this stuff will be used whenever I use up the older stuff. But I'm very happy to have grown this celery this year, 6 little plants, and it will be something that gives back to my future self when I get ready to throw together a quick pantry meal at the end of the day, whenever I've been gardening or working all day. So I will show you guys. I'll process these. I'm not sure the time. I gotta look it up. Somewhere between 25 and 40 minutes, I think. I'll put it in the video when I edit it, and you can see how it turns out. And also, I would like to say that a lot of people don't can their celery or don't like canned celery or onions, so it's just one of those to each his own situations. I love it. I think it's a perfect application. Mine keeps its consistency after canning and the flavor as well. When I pick it fresh and put it straight into the canner, everything gets locked in that jar and I get to enjoy it later. If I had a freeze dryer, I would definitely freeze dry this and use it later with that application, but I don't have one, so for the time being, I'm using what I got, and it's turning out to work just fine for me. So I'll bring you guys back later after these are done processing. I will be double stacking these in my Presto 23 quart pressure canner. So we will see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so we're back in the house. I'm gonna go ahead and can these in the house since I want to get some dinner going. And just wanted to show you, this is my Presto 23 quart canner. I got 3 quarts of water in there with a little bit, about a tablespoon of vinegar, white vinegar, just to keep the jars clear. And you can see I have all my regular jelly jars stacked on the bottom. And then I have the shorties and then these tall mushroom and pickle jars, the 12-ounce jars, up here at the top. We got plenty of room, and we are about to turn this thing on and let it go, and then I'll bring you back at the end. Alright guys, so this is the finished products, all of them sealed, and we got some celery. Also wanted to mention that I guess the USDA doesn't have an approved method or recipe for, or the USDA for canning celery. A lot of people do it. I do it. Some people do it 25 minutes. Some people do it 35 minutes. I would go the longer route. And I have onions in here, even though they're green onions. I just went with the time for the onions, which is 40 minutes because that was the longest time. So I did pressure can these with just for 40 minutes on 10 pounds of pressure for my altitude. And I just put water and a pinch of salt in each one of these, and they all sealed. So these will go on my pantry shelf. What I'm thinking about with the leaves, let me show you how many leaves I've got. So this is the bowl of leaves that I have. It's probably, I don't know, 15 to 18 cups. I'm not sure. What I'm going to do with it is I found a recipe for cream of celery that uses the leaves and the green onion tops, which I have a lot of because my onions are coming in. So what I think I'm going to do is make some cream of celery soup and can that. And I did order some arrowroot powder so that I can do that. And that's Rebel canning as well. There's no approved method for canning dairy. I would be using cream and milk and arrowroot powder, which is not approved by the FDA or USDA. But there are plenty of certified people on YouTube that do can of celery. And so that is what I think I'm going to do with the leaves, because to me that is a good product, a good way of using that, because I do use that product a lot, and I don't have I only have the store-bought kind on the shelf, and if I could utilize these leaves, something that a lot of people just throw away, in that way, it would be really helpful, and probably be the way that I would use it up the most and be the most beneficial for me. So that's what I'm probably going to do with the leaves. But so then we will get another extra product out of those onion tops and celery tops and leaves. So if I do that, I will show you guys what I'm doing. And I am going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some inspiration to grow some celery. It's very easy to grow. It likes to be watered. It'll take a little bit of drought. And it really doesn't require that much care. So if you see some celery that's already started, or you want to start some on your own, it's definitely something good to grow in your garden that you can use throughout the year. And when it's Thanksgiving time, you won't have to, if you're making dressing, you won't have to cut up and cook celery and onions. You can just use your canned items to make dressings and other casseroles and things that that you do around the holidays. So that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.